Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise. Football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. Well, the stadium is full of noise. Football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. Well, the stadium is full of noise. Football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. Well, the stadium is full of noise. Football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that.
Well, once more, it's him, and we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible. I think you have to appreciate the simplicity and efficiency of it all there, Peter. The ease at which the defence got taken out of the equation, and he was never going to miss that.
Barcelona are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. Now it's Mbappe.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
And it's Kubo.
Real chance!
And he was there to get a vital touch.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
And we have our very first corner. Header! And again! It's loose. And one more try! Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt.
Arsenal really have stepped it up now. They could have been a bit more greedy and forced the issue.
Great vision. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on.
Barcelona really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Conte, out to the right. And here's Neymar. Mateus. And here's Mbappe.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Well, that is one way to stop him. He's been bundled over. That is a foul. Costa Curta is being told in no uncertain terms that this will be his final warning.
I don't think you need to be an expert lip reader to know what's being said here.
Probably be looking to play it square from here. And it's hoisted clear. Tries to play it through. Now it's Kubo. And that could set him on his way. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Gnabry. Now that looks a decent ball. Great ball, and he's in here. Cafu gets rid without sophistication. Tries to pass it through. Kubo. Threads one in. He can run onto that. And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Now it's Villa. And here's Kubo. Arsenal finding their passes. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Oh, such a clever touch. He's found a way through. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And that has sent him sprawling.
Added time.
This possibly the last play of the half. That looks a good cross. And that's been well dealt with. Played back in. Beckenbauer can get it clear. And we hit half-time. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break.
And now,
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
Substitution for Arsenal. Number 23, Mbappe. Number 10, Edmilson.
And we're off again.
15, Kubo.
Well, I think in these circumstances it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
18, Messi.
Great run on the overlap here. Crosses it in. Big header! It's in! And that is goal number 20. Well, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Well, a little more decisiveness on the ball and that probably wouldn't have happened, but still, it was very well played. Great pressure to force the error.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing. The outcome should all come down to finishing.
Guti. Well, they've got it back in a hurry.
Barcelona have clearly reached a level of comfort in this half. Why not use the impetus to plough on?
WYRKH wins the duel this time. Gnabry under intense pressure.
Yeah, and if they're going to try and stop him in this fashion, Peter, they're going to really test the referee's patience from here.
Oh, important interception. And that is as far as they're going to go. And this is a chance for a shot! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. David Villa has found the net here, of course. Beckham. That has been cut short. He steps in, and that's the end of that.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Can he finish? And that is wildly off target.
Barcelona really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Sinem Wang unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Now it's Guti. That pass isn't the best. Into the last quarter of an hour. And he cuts out the supply. Arsenal looking to pass their way through. Nicely weighted ball. Chance! Goal! Arsenal! And they get themselves in front! More or less by himself, as cool as you like.
Well, he always had the measure of the keeper there. Such confidence and composure.
And yes, it's him again. So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Yeah, all the...
Chance, surely! He scores! And...
Failing to impose themselves on the game. Decidedly flat, disjointed in so many areas on the pitch, and you're never going to win like that.
And that's where we have to end it. From me, Peter Drury, and my co-commentator, Jim Beglin, a very good evening to you all.
some, take some, fix it up and then break some. Gotta open up, you gotta share, build it up if nothing's there. Come on, bring some, shake some, pull it all down but hate none. You gotta open up, you gotta care, build it up if nothing's there. You gotta give some, take some, fix it up, you gotta break some. You gotta open up, you gotta share, build it up if nothing's there. Come on, bring some, pull it all down but hate none. You gotta open up, you gotta care, build it up if nothing's there. I can tell this is a miracle. In your world, I feel invincible. Remember how you looked when we met. You still have this effect. So
The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest.
Against Barcelona.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So it's down to business here. Well, Edmilson's selection has certainly attracted some scrutiny, but the man himself looks, as ever, Jim, utterly unfazed.
Yeah, I like him because he's got a certain elegance about him, Peter. We all know Brazilian players love the idea of getting forward, and he's probably one of the better defensive players on the ball.
So no gung-ho heroics.
No chance.
Pass somewhat off target. And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. And he shoots! Goal!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Well, Peter, they should just never have lost the ball from there, but you have to give credit and fairness to the front-footed pressing too. Made things quite uncomfortable for them.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Can he get it through? Otto made a surge from fullback, as it turned out unsuccessfully. Kante kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. It's a good run down the left-hand side. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Guti.
Barcelona really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Can he latch on to this? Bullish header! Oh, he's hit the bar! In once more. Drogba!
That's just playing it safe and simple. He has saved the goalkeeper's blushes there. What great defending.
Searching pass he's played there. Guti. Well, that has not gone well. No, that's been intercepted. And here's Beckham. Gnabry. Beckham. It'll be a throw-in. Looking to go deep. He gets big, and he hits the net. Barcelona are back in business. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
Is number 9.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
It's a good run down the right. Beckham looking to get on the end of this.
Okay, it didn't quite come off.
Goes for a shot! He's scored! Guti at his razor-sharp best there.
Yeah, he showed great reactions there. Right place, right time, easy pickings.
Goal scorer for Barcelona.
Barcelona go into the lead.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
Minutes has been indicated.
Beckham. Ball is over the line. Nice bit of skill, and he's away. And this is Ronaldo, drilled in low. Guti. And the first 45 minutes are up. Barcelona come roaring back in quite some style. We've got a very different game now. And we are up to the break.
Well, give me a moment to get my breath back. What a super half of football. Incident-packed, goals, comebacks, and the match being turned on its head. Which way it's going to go from here, it's anyone's guess.
Barcelona are leading 2-1, but things are very much in the balance here. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half. Now it's Beckham, and it's Otto. He's got away. Maldini did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Oh, perfectly measured that. And he's got the beating of his man. Oh, good claim by the keeper. He's certainly earned his keep there. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Edmilson. Threads one in. Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, shooting chance! They want to be quick to recover this. Beckham. Conte. Gnabry under intense pressure.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't allow their attempt to snuff out the threat now to...
Real chance! They've scored! It's level again! What a match we have!
Wow, this is so good. I mean, seriously good. They're putting on quite a show here for us.
He made it happen, squeezed through with sheer will and considerable accuracy.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
So all square and not for the first time.
Well,
He's got to... Oh, crossbar! Lahm with the clearance. Cruyff. Oh, good spread. That'll be a throw. Nice bit of trickery. He is through here.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Defending of the desperate variety. Crossed in again. Buffon deals with that nice and simple. Just a quarter of an hour to play. That is good strength. And no, that was never going to make it.
Barcelona really can't be faulted for their attitude, and if they go on to win this, it'll be fully deserved.
Shevchenko. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Tries to pass it through, and that is expertly dealt with. There's the shot! Oh, that's incredible! And that has raised the roof! A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Well, let that be a lesson to them, Peter. They have to stay focused at all times. Any lapse in concentration, voila.
Barcelona take the lead. Now it's just a question of holding on.
Well, look, Peter, I feel I've got to stress that there's still time for another, so we can't be too presumptuous yet.